Good morning. I am welcoming you back again in the SciLab course EG1308 Matrix Algebra through SciLab. Okay, till now we were discussing about the functions, and uh, on that we were giving the initially variables, and then we were performing on that variables. Okay, now in this session, I am going to discuss you that how to call for values in the SciLab during the compiling a function, and then perform the operations on that. For example, if the first thing I want to introduce is the command that is integer part of 5.2, for example. This will give you the value, whatever the integer part of this. For example, if here it is 5.9 also, it will give you the same. Even too much closer to 6, it will give you the answer 5. Okay, if my number is minus, then it will give you minus 5. But because the integer part of that number is minus 5, not the greatest integer function for that. Okay. If you want to round off, so for that round command is there. For example, 5.9999 round will give you 6, and 5.2 round will give you 5. Means it is giving you the approximate value. For the 5.5 it is giving you 6, and for 5.49999 it will give you 5. Okay, so this is the round function. If you want exactly the greatest integer function, command is flwr floor. For 5.2 it will give you 5. 5.999 also it will give you 5, and for the negative it will give you minus 6. That was not in the case of the integer portion. Okay. This is how you can use the floor command, and if you want to use the uh, means for this case, if you want to 5.999, you want a value 6, and for the 5.2 also you want to value 6, then command is CELI, that is the ceiling function. For example, for 5.2 it will give you, oh sorry, CE not LI, CEIL. Value is 6, and for 5.999 also it is giving you 6. If you will give for negative, it will give you minus 5. So that is the ceiling function. You know what the ceiling function, floor function, and round functions are. Okay, and integer function is working in this fashion. Okay, so now what I want to do is this process that whatever number I insert, that number is integer or not, that what I have to perform. You know, for that you have to use the function. In that you have to use if form. Okay, so function check, again I am giving the name as I have given previously, and but previously it was checking the matrix was square or not. Here I am doing something else operation. So what it will do is, if the integer part of n is same as n, then it will do, means it will write, oh sorry, what happened to this n, then it will write something, that something I want to display that my given number is given number is an integer, and otherwise it should display given number is not an integer. Okay, here if you will do the spelling mistake, it will not recognize it. Okay, for that it is saying that what you have to do. Already I have given name check, so I can give something else. C double K. Okay, anyhow, all I have to do is the function name is this, correct? So just check that 2.2. So it is saying that given number is not an integer. If I just do give it a 2, it will say that given number is an integer. If I give here for -2, it will say that it is again not an integer, and for -2.99 also, but for -2 itself, it is said that it is an integer. Okay, so you can check that given number is integer or not. Even you can do the further. If it is integer, you can do the other operations. Means it is a positive or negative or 0. That part you can check here. So for that I am doing if, the again thing. If your n is being larger than 0, then it has to perform this printf given number is positive integer, else is not a positive integer. Say it is saying that else, then something is missing, that something is the end part of this f. This f is ended here. Now check this. This is not an integer. This is not an integer. This is an integer, and the extra thing it is written that if given number is a positive integer. So now I don't want this part to be displayed for the positive integers. For negative integer it is okay. See, it is just giving you one thing. This number is an integer. This number is not a positive integer. Okay, so I don't want to write this two times. Given number is an integer. So for that, just remove this portion, this much part. Okay, just do the save and execute, and see now it is just giving you given number is not a positive integer but an integer. So I have to write that extra, but an integer. So it is not a positive integer but an integer. And for 2 it is saying that it is a positive integer. If number itself is not integer, it will just say it is not an integer. So for that, if you want to write, say it is a negative integer, you just write it is a negative integer. It is it is not a negative. Oh, sorry. I have to remove the not also. It is a negative integer. For 2 it is saying it is a positive integer, and this it is saying that it is not an integer. Okay, and what happens for 0? Number is a negative integer because it is not a positive. It is just considering as an integer, and it is not a negative integer. So it must write for the 0 case, it should write something else, not directly reaching to the conclusion being this. Okay, so here in this case, I am introducing again if n is 0, then it should display given number is integer, just a zero integer. Let me write. If this is 0, then display this, else do this process, and then write, let me write end. Oh sorry, to check something you have to write this twice. So now say it is given number is a 0 integer for 0 case. For 2.2 it is saying it is not an integer. For 2 it is saying it is a positive integer. For minus 2 it will say it is a negative integer. Okay, so now everything is sorted out properly. Correct? So I have explained you how to perform the process for writing arbitrary commands for checking something. I have done if multiple times. Correct? So you can do this process at your home, and I hope you will able to perform this well. If you want to take a snapshot, I am making this small so you can do that. Correct? Yes. Okay, so now I want to do something else. Means I don't want to write the number in the beginning. So I just remove this variable here. Because what happened, see, every time I have to write this check with the value itself. Okay, so I am not liking that. So what I am doing is just a check. But if I will save and execute it, it is executed. But if I just put check, it will say nothing is known. If I just give a value, still it will say nothing is known to me because something is wrong. Number input. Okay, so what I have to do is my n value I will explain you this way. Input means it will n will be asked afterwards. Insert number, which you want to check. That is the string. You can write anything here. So just what I n will be stored from input. Whatever I will give you input after compiling this check. So see, now that check is combined. Check. So it is asking that insert a number which you want to check. So the number I am going to use is 2.2, and it is saying that number is not an integer. Okay, so here it is not displaying the space properly, so let me just put a space here, and sorry, check, and then 2.2, so it is not an integer. Again I will perform check. For minus 2 it will give given number is a negative integer. Again check with minus 2, sorry, plus 2, it is said that it is a positive integer. Check for 0, given number is a 0 integer. Okay, so the process is becomes smoother in this way. Given number is not an integer. So the process is smoother in this way that once you just give a check command, it will ask that the insert a number. For example, 15, it will say it is a positive integer. Okay, so you can use this input string to call any variable during the process. Okay, I think you have got what I am saying. And do the practice of the stuff we have done today. Stay at home, stay safe, and thank you.